Victory smells nice, Guardian.
I agree,
Red
Lord
Legion's
Shax.
not gone.
Yes. So anyways, Lord Shax, you're here joining us in Shadow Wolf Gaming. We're going to talk about how I divide my loot between all three of my characters, and how you too,
What news from
as
the
Destiny
war front?
players, can maximize your loot grind. So, step 1, buy the battle pass, or the season pass, sorry. You know, all these games now have passes and stuff to unlock the seasonal content. Well, if you want to know about the story that's happening this season and about the self-growth of the character and fighting your inner battles of your inner demons, make sure to join in this season in Destiny 2. Alright, so anyways, in terms of, for you loot gremlins out there, so, for those of you who want to figure out how the grind goes, you get this top row as free. This is complimentary for the season pass. The blue stuff is the extra tiered gear, you know, so you get some extra leveling up materials, some extra XP bonuses, as well as just cosmetic elements to the game. So, for me, personally, because I tend to run all three characters throughout a season, I'm actually far behind right now. I will do a catch-up grind soon during the year, or not the year, during the season. But, you see how there's, like, sets of loot here? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, there's enough of these. I divide that up between all three of my characters, first off. So I will never touch one of these until my other character needs it to level up their gear. And the only reason you need to level up your gear is so you can do endgame content, which is like a raid or Trials of Osiris. Either one of those are endgame content, where you need to have your light level above the set bar, a certain bar actually. So as we can see in our menus here, right? If you go over to destinations, you'll see all the different planets you can visit in Destiny. You can go to Savathun's Throne World, a luscious swamp mixed in with a hive aesthetic city of light. Basically, this is where Savathun's brain is happening at, and like it's on Mars inside her ship. So like her throne world is essentially her realm that exists outside of space, and it's a very beautiful place too, by the way. Where currently the Witch Queen campaign will lock you at a certain light level, no matter what. If you're max or under, you will actually be able to run through the campaign. See right here, 1360 is the base level you need to be able to beat the campaign. However, you don't even need that. Like all like weapons and stuff are all brought up to that. And our current sitting point of light level is 15. I'm sitting at 1560 on average. So if you can't do the numbers, just know that like it's you don't have to worry about the numbers. Like it's not as intimidating as it sounds. Just keep going until you see the big gold number on your character in the start menu, in your item menu. You just want this. You want this number to be higher than a 3, and you are set. Or even just, yeah. So yeah. So that's all that matters. The other one, though, that I will say is difficult of running through is your stats. And that's something that you should not worry about until you reach endgame content. However, if you do find a piece of gear that says 60 on it, like this, you're going to want to keep that. Because that is the highest stat you can get without extra bonuses on it. This is a raw 65, right? On average, armor pieces can drop between 40, 50, and 60, and then anywhere in between those numbers. So technically the highest you can get is like 80, but 80 is like such a rare drop. Hey, what's this? I got a bow. Sweet. Which leads me to say where I was talking about in my previous video of like, technically armor doesn't really matter in this game either. Phone, please. All these different perks here that you see in my armor, that's just the mods. That's about it. And all these mods do is they just change out whatever stats you want to manipulate here. So, for example, with my Iron Banner gear, right, I'm sitting at 106. How is this possible? You said you can only go up to 80. Well, you see, with mods, I can actually upgrade that. So if you see how I have that stat increase, that means like all stat increase mods will increase your armor stat bonus by 10 points. That's it. So that's why if you start with a 60, upgrade that plus a 10, and then plus this extra thing that I have here at the end, that's going to give you a lot more extra, and you'll be able to maximize your build. Me, I'm very much a utility hunter. I'll I want to have at least a good average across the board, at least base 60 across the board except grenades. I don't care about grenades. I only use grenades every so often, even in PvE and PvP. They're nice to have, but if you're a gunslinger like me, a headshot is the best way to get through any combat scenario. Now then. So that's the cover of armor and stats. Oh yeah, so armor, or stats here, if you really do want to start speccing into build, like figure out what kind of build you want to have, if you're a hunter, you want to focus on the mobility. This is how fast you will move, how high you will jump, and how many times you can recharge your dodge. And dodging is a very important move for the hunters. We rely on being able to be agile on the battlefield. Resilience is mainly used for the Titans, but it is important for everybody. This is how many times you could get shot and then come back out of it, essentially. However, Titans use that to recharge their shields. Warlocks use recovery, and that is essentially going to be their wells, which is able to heal the team. So all in all, oh wait, actually no. And the hunters recently got something where when they dodge, they can actually like give the team radiance, which is like a damage buff. So all three of these are important stats. I don't care about grenades myself. They are useless to me. Like they're enough to just hold someone back from a point, but like once that's gone, it's gone. But they do deal a lot of damage, so that is something good to keep in mind about it. Intellect, I find a little bit more important because that is your super ability. In PvE, you want to make sure you are using your super often. I'll, of course, use it for key moments, whereas like, alright, it's time to damage the boss. If everyone pops it now, we can damage them, right? That's what supers do. In PvP, those are like the tide turner abilities, like your ults in Overwatch or Valorant. That's what that is. And the last thing you have is your strength bonus. I don't know why I have 100 strength, but I have it. And this is how many times you can use your charged melee ability. You know, if you see my gameplay where I throw my knives, that's what that stat does. And that explains why I was able to throw so many trip knives. I'll take it. Weapons. You may notice all my weapons here have a shiny gold border on them. That's because I masterworked them. What masterworking does for your armor is it gives it extra bonus points. So if you see how here on this sniper rifle, there's a little thing on the stability. That means every shot I have, I'm going to have less recoil issue. Meaning like, I'm going to have less bounce back type thing. With armor, it gives you 12 extra points across the board. Extra 2 on top of everything. That's how I was able to get to 100. So, as you can see, like I have a gold board on all my weapons. Especially on an exotic, you want to unlock your exotics masterwork, because that includes an extra perk. Like for example, this here, the Gallarhorn, which is the ultimate meta weapon against any raid boss. Like this is your guarantee ticket into a raid team if you don't know anything. But it helps out. So what this does is when you fire the rocket off, your teammates who also have rocket launchers will get your Wulf pack rounds too. So you add extra damage against the bosses. So there you go. Otherwise, they usually do things like, let's see, stability, range. Okay, yeah, range on a hand cannon is always nice. In this case, stability. As you can see, I'm one for stability. But that's just all of like what I need in general. So yeah. So this one, all masterworking your ghost does is you can add more mods to it. So the modding system, like I said. For this one, just like, do you want more glimmer out of a match? Do you want to get some enhancement cores? As you can see, I split this between both XP and glimmer gains because I am always running out of glimmer in this game. Every time I masterwork a piece of gear, I am never going to financially recover from this. To quote Tiger King. Is Tiger King still relevant? I don't know anymore. I've been playing too much Destiny and VR chat, so that's all that's been going on. I'm just kidding, no. And DJing. So yes. So we've been doing a lot here. Now, that's pretty much everything you need to know about this menu here. Everything down here, this is all just cheddar. This is all just like icing. This is all cosmetic stuff you don't need to worry about. That is like the other end game experience you can have. Where you can have different kill moves. You can have different outfit colors. Yeah. Hey Brycer, welcome to the stream. We're also doing a small recording for YouTube where I'm giving a tutorial on how to play Destiny, and I'm going to see if I can keep this under 10 minutes. So other things of navigating the menus. This is all your lore and all your triumphs. Did you get a cool triple kill? Well, hey, you got your first time medal, and then you'll get to keep your trackers on here. In my case, yo, I got an Iron Banner one. Complete points by completing objectives and Iron Banners. Yes, let's go. So yeah, this is how it goes. And now I could get the title of Iron Lord, and I'm going to work towards that. Phone, please. Daedrus' rejection. Nice. I don't even know who... Oh, okay, no. Let's see. How many of these... If you guys don't know any of these names, these are all previous characters that existed in Destiny. Destiny is a very diverse and rich world where there is a lot of history and lore, and I can explain you of anything about that. You just need to ask, and which part you want to know, and how we get there. And I will tell you the full tale on how we go through this story. I might not tell it like the Drifter, nor will I tell it like Lord Shaxx. I will tell it how I want to tell it. And how we as the Guardians experienced it. So yes. And I will tell it from my hunter's perspective mainly, because I identify with my hunter. Yes. Alright, that's an extra subclass, you don't need to worry about that. Inventory. This is all just extra crap, really. This is all just extra crap to help you gain more money in-game. Oh yeah, let's talk the in-game economy. Glimmer. This is your basic money system. Legendary Shards. This is your basic money system, except you use it to enhance your guns. Platinum. This is your enhanced money system where you actually pay money to buy cosmetic stuff. Bright Dust. This is enhanced money that you use to buy cosmetic stuff, except you earn it in-game. There you go. There's your rundown of the Destiny economy. Got it? It's that easy. Yeah. Spoils of Conquest. This is enhanced money that you get from the endgame content that you need to buy exotic weapons, essentially. Or you could buy the armor piece that you may have missed, or another version of it. So if you don't like the rolls on your current equipment, you can re-roll it. This is enhanced economy that does not need to be existing anymore. I keep it for the sake of history lessons.
You're doing your part out there, I hope.
This is enhanced money to help you buy cosmetic items in-game. This is an older version of that does not exist anymore. So yeah, all these things, you don't need to worry about these if you're starting out in Destiny. All these things, if you're a veteran like me, you're going to ask why am I hoarding? Because I feel like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to talk about how these things don't matter, essentially, to newer players. All these things are things you could use to look that you can use when you get out of a ship and you land into the game. So if you want to look like a fiery phoenix that's actually the bad guy from the vanilla story, you can do that. Dominus. Gall. There it is. Bam, see? You can have that. Ever want to just let it go? You can have ice balls.
Crucible gets harsher every
At least they're not blue.
It has to. I make sure of it.
So yeah. Want to come in with a bang? And boom goes a dynamite? Well, there you go. Happy New Year. And you can unlock any of these through the Eververse store. Hooray!
Damage reports are coming in.
Alright, I think that's everything I need to explain on that front of it. And so yeah, and you can do that between all three of your characters. You can define whatever loadouts you want to have. So none of that really matters. It's just like, what kind of abilities do you want to have? Do you want to be the tank on the front lines? Do you want to be the ninja that moves through space and time? Or do you want to be the magic wizard who can fly through and drop a giant-ass black hole on you? Yeah. When I play my Warlock, she is a Nova Bomb, and yeah, just goodbye enemy team. And just get chased through the entire map. Oh, I love that. So yes, that's all I have for the quick Destiny rundown, and I'm about to go talk to Hawthorne so I could grab some gear. And then, oh yeah, so who is Hawthorne? So essentially, she is an honorary guardian. She does not have the powers of the light. However, she does run the clans of the game, which is just basically friend groups and your social groups in Destiny. I am currently in one clan myself, where I am in touch with them, and we all get weekly bonuses, where after completing our stuff, we get, if you run through the game, if you run strikes, if you run PvP Gambit raids with your friends, or anyone that you work with, or at least like just someone who runs it with you, and you all have the same clan tag, you get bonus loot. So as you can see, Vanguard gear, Nightfall. I have not ran a Nightfall this week, but I also get some high power gear because my other teammates ran it. So I get free higher gear. And that's a gun I'm not going to use, so that is immediately going to the trash. Or the postman. Either way. Oh, that is my drawing tablet. Not tablet, but thing. This menu here, you do not need to worry about this too much unless you're going to a difficult mode, such as Night Falls. Night Falls is one of the endgame content, where you need to be higher than the suggested light level, or if anything, close to it. These are just mods that help you out in that combat scenario, where there are champion enemy types who will be the worst thing you will fight. Ever fight an enemy with a shield? Now imagine that shield made them invincible, and it healed all their health, and they're a mini-boss. Yeah, no. Unstoppables, what are those? Those are ones where they will come at you, they will not stagger until you hit them with one of these special weapons. Or at least the ones that season that are picked to be that. Overload rounds are essentially, these guys' health, they recharge fast. And they're mini-bosses, and they deal a lot of damage. So overload rounds, one will stun them. And so yes. And that's all I could think of for builds and like what to do in Destiny. Don't worry about it, Hawthorne. This is Ikora. Hi, Ikora. Do you have any special abilities for me? Guardian. So if you're new to this game, essentially this is where you go to buy the rest of your ability bonuses in your stats menu, or not your stats menu, in your subclass menu. So right now this season is going to be solar focused. So you can buy all these different things. In my case, I might need this one actually.
May it serve you well, Guardian.
I'm not going to pick up the other one solely because it's a negative bonus and I don't like negative bonuses. So after you buy this, you need to activate it before you can actually use it. So do that, meditate, and bam. Now if you go to this menu, you go to here, your subclass menu, right? This is where you can start modifying things. Now look, it's not as scary as it seems. I'll go through each of it one by one. And that way you'll know exactly what you're going to be up against in the other subclasses. All menus look identical, so do not be afraid to go into these. So, this big one right here, this is what kind of super or ult you want to have. In my case, do I want to use 6-shooter, where I can, like, every time I go into PvP, my super kill, if I get 1 kill with it, I get 1 bullet back. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This one is Marksman, where every time I get a precision shot, that's a lot of damage. I use this in PvE with Celestial Nighthawk because it's big damage. But right now, big damage goes to Blade Barrage, where essentially I throw a bunch of knives at enemies. And it deals a lot of explosive damage too. And it lights them on fire. Don't play with knives, kids. The dodges. So, Hunters get 3 different dodges, Titans get 2 different walls, and Warlocks get 2 different wells. So Hunters, our main dodge is Marksman's dodge, where essentially it will reload your currently equipped gun. Gambler's dodge will reload your currently equipped knife. Acrobat's dodge will reload your currently equipped damage. No, your damage will actually increase with this one. So that's what Acrobat's dodge does. Triple jump. This is the only Hunter jump you will ever really need. The other ones don't matter. Maybe high jump, but I'm not a preference of high jump. Triple jump is just the objectively best one you can use because you get that extra like, oh no, I missed my spot. Okay, cool, never mind. So you essentially get a Mario double jump with this. Proximity explosive knife. It's a knife that's part trip mine. It's basically a throwable claymore. Knife trick. Essentially, you throw 3 knives in a wide spread. It's going to light your enemies on fire. Weighted knife. This is a heavy knife that can one-shot your opponent in PvP. Or, in PvE, it's the ones that are the orange bars. And the lightweight knife is a fun knife, where every time you get a headshot with it, you get your knife back, and back, and back, and back. Yep. This one is going to be the one that changes between all 3 characters. Grenades are now universal between all 3 characters. The jumps... Titans kind of get a similar one where it's like either the super high jump, the jump where you can jump side to side a little bit better or in control, or one that lasts longer. Titans get 2 walls, Warlocks get 2 wells. One for Titan walls, one's just bigger than the other. The Warlock wells, one will either give you boosted damage or one will just heal you on the bat.
These are troubling
so yeah,
times.
this one is the one that's different between all 3 classes. You need to read into these. Yes, just because it's a video game doesn't mean you don't have to read. You have a lot of reading to do. Actually, on one last added note, for you Destiny, for you lore nerds, for people who like to enjoy the bigger story of the game, there's a section just for you where you can read all the in-game content, all the legends and myths that were offered to the game. The legend and tales of our heroes.
We're all the same. Down.
For example,
We'll crush these would-be saviors
During the-
together, Guardian.
during Season of the Splicer, you get to learn a little bit about the interactions we had with the Elixni, who are the race known as the Fallen, as the enemy type in this game. But this is around this time, this was when we were starting to allow the refugees of their kind into our city. So yeah. Let's see, what was the other ones? Did I unlock any of the other seasonal stuff? Pathfinding. And this is Ada's story.
These
Tangled
are
Web.
troubling times.
No, I don't want you working with this many guardians.
So yeah, you have access to all these different stories in game to learn more about the world. Or, you know, you could just go to YouTube and watch My Name is Bife, and he'll basically give you the entire story in a really cool rundown. Either way, you know, I like to do the lore readings. I might do another lore reading recording session, because not only is there lore books, there's story in the guns too. So for example, this one that I unlocked. Oh yeah, this third menu here is your collections menu.
We'll
This is gonna be
crush
annoying
these
to get all these
would-be
markers all
saviors
seen.
Together, Guardian.
So like, you can check out what was the new thing that you just picked up. What is that new cosmetic item you just got? That new weapon you just unlocked. So you can always go back and find those there. So for example, this one that I got from the raid a little while ago. Supposedly has lore. Should have lore. Nope, does not. These gifts are not made for us. So yeah, guns have flavor text to them that will just tell you a little bit about the team that was there before you. And yep, that's about the crash course of Destiny that I could give out right now. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever I post a new video on up. And leave a comment below. What did you think of the explanation? What did you like about it? What more could I explain to you? What little things would you like me to break down of the game in terms of its mechanics? And help delve you into the story and the abilities of Destiny. Until next time, I'm going to continue streaming.